Hello, this is Marcus with another episode of Rust Belt Rides, and really today is going to be another episode of Snow Belt Rides. We have a ton of snow here up in Erie, PA, and I figured I would show you. So let's switch to this view. I'm racing the daylight a little bit, but here's the plan. We are starting in the wonderful borough of Wesleyville. I'm actually at the furthest southern edge of Wesleyville. I'm on 33rd right now, 33rd Street. I'm going to be turning onto Station, or onto Shannon, then Station, and then we're going to continue on, turn at Buffalo Road. We're going to see what that's like for a minute, and then we're actually going to go to Water Street and all the way down to Lake Cliff and see the lake. I want to see Lake Erie. I've heard that it is frozen, or I'm seeing news reports of that, so I'm going to go down there and see it with my own eyes, and looking like it is today, I think even this short 10-minute drive will feel pretty exciting. So I am now approaching, this is Station Road here, and I'm gonna jump out. Okay. It's very snowy. We have gotten a ton. I feel like today, in the morning I had to clean off a good amount. In the afternoon I had to clean off a good amount. Even just sitting here for a minute, it was like it collected like an inch or two, it felt like. So it's a lot of snow happening now. We're headed north on Station through the borough, passing what used to be the Tri-County parcel. That closed. There was talk about a restaurant going in there at that Tri-County parcel building, but it hasn't come to fruition yet. So, but fingers crossed. Maybe we can get some food down here in College Heights. That'd be pretty nice. I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna let this guy go. Is he mad at me now, or? Oh, he's struggling. Yeah, see? Make sure you have good snow tires. I hope he has a better day. He didn't seem like he was having a good one at this moment. We're at the Station Road intersection. Whose go is it? Oh, it's hers. And now I'm gonna jump. Go, go, go. Alright, north on Station, we're passing this lakefront flooring. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, so I wasn't here for this, but apparently that used to be a country fair. So that's pretty cool. Used to be on Shannon Road, or Station, and now the country fair has moved up to Buffalo there. Now, I do know the country fair on Buffalo Road was built in and around 1999-2000, so actually, in my lifetime, that country fair might not have been there on Station Road, actually. So, but we'll see. Coming around the bend here on Station, this is a state highway. The other day when I was filming, we saw a plow truck come through here from the state. That means that the state plows it and paints the double yellow down the middle and whatnot. The borough is still responsible for painting all the white lines on state roads, and the borough's responsible for crosswalks and whatnot as well, if that is something that we want to have at certain intersections, which I'm a believer in. Every crosswalk on a state road should be painted as a crosswalk. So I have a dedicated, they have a dedicated left turn, so I'm going to take a right here. Now we are heading east on Buffalo Road. As you can see, you really can't see far into the distance. It's definitely coming down. And I'm not sure how much it'll come across on video, but I mean, it's got quite a good pace that it's coming down. So I am now approaching the Water Street intersection. This intersection is like 45 years old. It's old. It's lived up to a lot of winters just like this. Imagine being wires hanging out there for 45 years. The amount of things they've seen, and unfortunately the winters they've gone through, which means that they're on its last legs. So thankfully the borough has gotten Green Lights Go funding, and this traffic light will be revamped here completely. Not just revamped, it'll be rebuilt, wholly reconstructed, new poles. There won't be any wires. They don't put traffic lights on wires anymore. They learned not to do that. Too exposed to the elements, and you just don't want them on wires anymore, you know. So soon enough it will be fully reconstructed. But we are now turning north onto Water Street. There's a lot to say about Water Street. Let me start by saying that to the right up here, from Dollar Tree all the way up to the railroad bridge, used to be owned by Lake Erie Regional Conservancy over here on the right, on the east side of the view here of Water Street, and they will be giving that to us, actually, the borough. They just figured we were kind of cutting the grass on it anyways, being a conservancy and everything, so they figured, oh, you guys have a better idea of what to do with it, so they're giving that to us. Also, many of you may have seen the very exciting news that this bridge up here, this pedestrian bridge that's 100 years old, is getting rebuilt completely, and that's going to be an expensive project, but much needed. And then this whole Water Street corridor is actually really awesome. I mean, there's so much history there with GE over to the left here. You know, the Union history, this particular stretch of road. I mean, think of how many people have come and gone to work over the years. You know, think of how many activities they've seen, parades, like all that. So, very, very cool complex here. And, yeah. I'd like to work with Wabtec more. If people have connections to Wabtec, I want to get, like, some structures, you know? Some public art, something cool. Like, I want to see, like an axle to a train. Or if there's an old train, I'd really like one of those. So, if anybody knows Wabtec and knows Wabtec enough to be able to get us some sort of cool art fixtures that we can put along, you know, the trail that we'll eventually have down here on Water Street, that would be pretty cool. So we're heading north on Water. We went past Main Street there. That would have gone into Lawrence Park. Well, we are in Lawrence Park right now, municipal boundary-wise, but that would have gone into the historic section of Lawrence Park. I'm going to get in the right lane here, but I'm taking a left. This house up here to the left, this stone house that sits right at the top of Water Street here, is very historic. Very historic. I forget exactly when it was built, but I have heard that it was a part of the Underground Railroad, meaning the supply chain almost that gets people up to you know, Canada. The you know, runaway slaves, unfortunately, escaping slavery. It was unfortunate that, you know, we have had slavery that they had to run away from, but the way that they made it up here, they actually came through Wesleyville along Water Street at that house, and then they went down to the lake, which is where we're headed next. And I guess that house would be kind of like their last stop before they would shoot down to the creek, which would take them to the lake, where they can get on a boat and go safely to Canada, away from slavery. So, kind of a sad part of our history in the sense that we had slavery that they had to run away from, but I am proud of that piece of history, that, you know, their escape was through the borough. You know, kind of interesting. Now we're heading along, I don't even know what road this is, but this is in Lake Cliff. Oh, it is called Lake Cliff. Well, Lake Cliff Drive. And we are heading down to the boat ramp. So let's see what we got. It's not coming down as much, or actually no, it is. It's just, once it gets a little darker, it's hard to see just how much it's coming down. But this is the Lake Cliff neighborhood. It is a little bit newer than the other parts of Lawrence Park. The other parts of Lawrence Park down by like the downtown, the main street, that was largely built in the early 1900s, and Lake Cliff after. I'll let this person go. Now we are turning. Wait, no, wait. How do I get down? I think I could have gone that way. I don't know exactly where I'm going. You know, it would be helpful if I had a map. When it's all covered in snow, it's harder to see, I will admit. So, Joliet, I don't know. We are now heading back towards the lake. Not back, but we're heading towards the lake, the proper direction that we want to. There's some nice lake houses down here. That's kind of, some of these houses down here are kind of my dream home. I wanna be there and I wanna look out at the lake. That'd be pretty cool. All right. We're now close. There is, during nice times outside, there's a very lovely trail that leads you all the way from up there all the way down to the lake that you can certainly walk along. I'd encourage you. Let's see, we're gonna turn in. I'm gonna do something goofy here just so we can look at the sign for a second. That's too small, but it says Lakeside Recreation Area is the technical name. Lakeside Boat Launch, Lawrence Park Township. And look at this. Should I risk it? That's the lake right there. I'd like to go further, but I don't know how much further my car can even do here. But they got wonderful benches over here on the right hand side. This is a boat launch which is now closed from my understanding because there's been so much erosion underneath of the boat launch that it became a hazard. But this is a wonderful little area. I really need to come down here and kayak, do some kayaking. So, you can't see it now, but there's a walkway this direction that I was telling you about a second ago. Let's go around here. Maybe one more time. Let me turn this way. And it's all white. You can't see anything. So that goes to show it is all frozen over. And on top of the ice is now snow, since it has now snowed since. So this is the view of the lake down here. It is crazy here in Erie, the amount of snow that comes down. I have to be honest though, as a resident here, it's almost so much snow that you lose track of it. So like, when I step out of my car and all of a sudden I'm in 1.5 feet, 2 feet sometimes, depending on the snow pile, I'm like, oh geez, you know, I didn't even realize this. So it is quite a lot of snow. So, alright, well this was the whole video here. Just wanted to have a little bit of fun shooting down here to the lake. Let me know places you would like me to go. Let me know places you want me to go, towns you want me to drive through, whatever it might be. This video, I got the camera to not turn off, and maybe better audio, we'll see. Let me know what other suggestions that you have, places to go, or what you generally think about this setup that I have here. So, alrighty, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.